Viewer beware, you're in for spoilers if you continue this scare.
Hey guys, it's Bumps of the Night. Figured I'd drop in here and talk to you about that new Goosebumps series that everyone's hating on. So, some things to notate before we begin. One, if you're looking at this series, assuming that it's going to be another anthology, even though it's pretty clear it's not, you're going to be disappointed. If you're expecting it to be like the 90s, and every episode is like very campy close to the book, it's not. You're going to be disappointed. So, go into it with an open mind, and stop hanging on to the tethers of what was Goosebumps in the 90s, because it's not. So, with that being said, let's get into it. We have a couple opening shots. They're giving us an exposition that essentially we are somewhere in the Pacific Northwest. It starts out with a callback to the ghost of the series. The character's name is Harold Biddle. Harold goes home. He's listening to music. It's set in 1993, so hey, I was born that year. Harold essentially hears some knocks. He goes upstairs. He's home alone, too, which is weird. But he goes upstairs to open the door to find no one's there. It seems like it's ghosts messing with him. But there's somebody screwing around with him. He goes into his basement. Something starts beating on the door. It knocks him back. He's holding a candle because, again, it's 1990. He falls down the stairs, drops the candle, and his basement catches on fire. Next thing you know, fire spreads. We get an outside shot of the house, an explosion, and you see, like, I'm guessing an angry face, which is him in the fire. He died. Now we flash forward 30 years. Now it's 2023. They kind of set up. They're showing us more of the town. They start kind of introducing us to our characters. We got a real basic high school setting. We got a lot of establishing shots that show us different characters in it who are going to be important. Starts out with a pep rally. We meet characters like Margot, her dad, who's the guidance counselor. We meet Isaiah, who is the quarterback and actually the star of this first episode, which if I didn't say the title, it's Say Cheese and Die. Also, my cat decided she was going to be part of this again because she's an attention whore. So JD's and Lettleman, here's Bella. Anyway, ignore her and let's continue the review. So we're at a pep rally. There's a tech chick filming. She's going to be important later on, I have a feeling. And Isaiah talks about they're going to go on to win the football game. Real basic jock shit, you know. From that point in time, we get exposition. We get to meet Isaiah's girlfriend. His girlfriend's name is Ashley, I believe. And if not, she's not super important. Her character didn't stand out, so I didn't make a mental note of her name. The girlfriend's throwing a Halloween party. Then we get some exposition that shows the Biddle house 30 years later. It's being worked on because Justin Long's character, Mr. Brett, inherited it, closest of kin. He ends up cutting his hand trying to open the basement because they haven't gone down there to work yet, where Harold died. And it's weird. When he cuts his hand, the blood like creeps down, then up the door and into the lock and unlocks it, which I say, yeah, it's a cool effect. A little bit of time passes. The girlfriend's throwing a Halloween party. She finds out that somebody leaked the invite to her parents. Oh, I'm so upset. Boo-hoo. Then she goes and whines to her boyfriend. And Isaiah's like, oh, my dad does construction. Isaiah's dad was working on the Biddle house, so they don't have the party at the Biddle house because Isaiah knows the code to the keypad to get inside the home. Which, by the way, Mr. Brett hasn't moved in yet. I don't know if I added that. So, now we got it set. We got the group of characters going to a party at the Biddle house where the kid died. The main four in this episode for Say Cheese and Die were Isaiah, his best friend James, who's gay, which, hey, inclusion. Margot, who's Isaiah's neighbor, and Isaiah's girlfriend Ashley. Isaiah's neighbor Margot helps him cheat on a test because he's a jock. Remember, he's not very smart, which marries her an invite to the party. Isaiah and her have been friends for a long time. Isaiah's girlfriend's insecure about her and gets jealous when she shows up to the party. We've got this group of four in the house before the party starts. The power goes out magically, so Isaiah's like, oh, I'll go look for the breaker box. He goes down into the basement. Stay out of the basement. Should have just stayed out of the basement. He goes down to the basement, and he finds the camera. Harold's camera. The camera from Say Cheese and Die. God damn it, cat. Well, at this point, my camera angle and my shot are off because my cat decided to headbutt my camera to death. Anyway, our main four characters this episode are at the party. They're at the Biddle house. The power goes out. Isaiah goes into the basement. He finds the camera. Now the premises for Say Cheese and Die is set up. After he exits the basement, he takes not one, but two pictures of two of the four people there. So, he takes a picture of Margot. He takes a picture of Ashley. After that, James falls down and hits his head on the cuckoo clock. That's going to be important, I'm sure, later. The pictures come out and they're weird. Essentially, it shows Ashley like panicked, and it shows Margot like against a vending machine. So they're in two different completely areas. Isaiah doesn't think much of it. The party proceeds. Mr. Brett comes home. He's like, "Hey guys, this is my house. GTFO." So he kicks everybody out. Everyone scatters. Then we have a scene where Ashley is running through the woods. She kind of just separates and she starts running through the woods because she's being chased by a figure. The figure is Harold. Harold kind of gets up in her face and he's just like, we exposition the next day. It cuts to lunch. Mr. Brett returns Isaiah's backpack to him and he's like, "Hey, don't fucking do that again." Then from there, we got a scene where it's lunchtime, like I said. So Margot's at the vending machine. She's punching in numbers, and she happens to see a figure down the hall, the same one Ashley saw, if that is her name. She doesn't pay attention. The mysterious forces from beyond the grave change the number on her purchase. She gets a bar without looking, bites it without looking, and has an allergic reaction, which, from that point, everyone freaks out. They wasted EpiPen. Like, that ghost is a dick. $600? Asshole. She wastes her EpiPen, but Isaiah makes sure she gets stabbed in the leg with it. Oh, romantic tension. And then we kind of move on from there. Isaiah freaks out, realizes the pictures come true. He tries to go show James, his best friend. James is driving this overly priced Jeep he shouldn't have. He's got to come from a loaded family, otherwise it's bullshit. He's driving a Rubicon at 16. Nah. James sees him and does this real stupid thing where he like, "Oh no!" whips his Jeep real hard and then like taps a cement barricade. It was cheesy, but whatever. Anyway, from there, Isaiah's like, "Oh shit, look at these pictures. They're cursed and they're whited out," which I thought was really cool. I thought that was really, really neat that they made it either only Isaiah can see it or after they come true they white out. Regardless, whatever they are, I thought that was a really neat take on it. James gets mad, snatches the camera, takes a picture, tells him he's crazy, and then the picture shows Isaiah in his football gear laid out on the field. So Isaiah's like, "Oh shit, freaking out." Gets all mad at him, goes home, tries to tell Margot, but Margot's not in the mood for his shit. Like, nobody is really. No one's listening to Isaiah. But Isaiah takes matters in his own hand and destroys the camera and the picture. Now it's game day. We're at the climax of the episode. He's on the field. They're having a good first half. They go into the locker room. He does like a big hype talk because he's the QB. He opens his locker. Holy shit, there's the camera. And then we have this sweet shot where he just kind of, the fear drains into his face. He's just, I don't want to be here. He tries really hard to get out of the game. He tries to put the game on timeout. No one's letting him stop this game. The game is forcibly playing through. As he goes to hike, he sees one of the football players look back and look all demonic at him, and he freaks out. Then all of a sudden, like, fire encases the entire field. Meanwhile, this is a small town, so like the town is at the game. The lady who runs the coffee shop in town sees this happening as well. Like, you can see her reaction. She sees whatever he's seeing, and she's like, "Oh shit!" And he's like, so he freaks out. Now all these demons are running at him. He's running, trying to dodge them. He should have just snapped the ball, but he's running. So he's running. There's hands popping up from under the ground. There's all these football players from both teams just trying to like murder him. And then it happens. Like, one hand reaches up and gets him. He falls, and he lands on his arm and snaps the bone out. So nice gore effects there. After that, they're like, "Oh, you're benched for the season," which for him, it's life or death because like football was his life. That was his goal in getting on because he's not smart. He's not great at school. That was his like ticket out. So now he's boned. He's got a 6 to 8 month recovery period. And then the coffee shop lady, her name's Nora, shows up at the hospital and talks to Isaiah's dad. And she's like, he was there. And the dad was like, pfft. And she's like, "No, Biddle was there." So right there, we know that Isaiah's dad's involved. We know that Nora's involved. I'm guessing there's a group of kids that did something to Harold, and we're going to see more about it later on, but it doesn't surprise me. I mean, this is supposedly, in the trailer you hear the gay kids say, "We're murder Nephil babies." So right off the bat, you knew it was like a knockoff Nightmare on Elm Street. And I'm not saying it's bad. Like, before I say this, like, don't be, "Oh, it's fucking shit." I can hear you in the comments now. They used the concept from Nightmare on Elm Street. You've got somebody who was burned to death and is now coming back for the parents' kids as revenge. Granted, it's not in dreams, still, it's interesting. And I thought that was a neat little comparison here. So, good effects. I mean, yes, it was long. It's an intro episode. They had to dump everything pilot-wise. So, was it the best? No. But for an episode about an evil camera who predicts the future, not bad. I dare say I enjoyed this more than the original Say Cheese and Die. Maybe if there was like another scene where he took a picture and there were skeletons, that would have like just a nice little reference for me. But besides that, I rather enjoyed it. But That's my personal opinion. I think it wasn't too long. I think it wasn't too slow. I think it set out and did what it wanted to do. Overall, if I was going to rate this between 1 and 10, I'd give it a 7. I thought it was decent. I have higher hopes for later episodes on, but again, it's an episode about a camera. So, again, I didn't expect it to be over the top, you know. It's not going to be Night of the Living Dummy or Haunted Mask. But, regardless, I enjoyed it. If you guys enjoyed it, let me know in the comments below. If not, I really don't think it deserves the hate it's getting. It's getting so much hate for no reason. I get it. It's not the original. But for fuck's sake, hop off your nostalgia horse and try something new. And if you really think it's shit and you could do it better, then get it on YouTube. I want to see it. Make some episodes. Let's go. Overall, I liked it. My only real complaint was I didn't feel attached to the characters. Like, I didn't feel like I really cared about them. That makes sense? Which, maybe it's just because it's a new show. Besides that, and them being flat, it wasn't bad. Let me know what you guys thought of it in the comments down below. If you enjoyed my review, you might really enjoy the group dynamic review, and we talk about this on Just Another Goosebumps podcast, which is going to happen sooner than later. We're just working on getting everyone together and making sure everyone's seen it before we dive into all of them. But I think sooner than later here, we're going to have that first episode review up. And if not, we're going to be reviewing books as well. So if you like Goosebumps, you like me, check them out. And if you're curious where to find those episodes, you can find them in one of two places. You can either find them up here at this channel called Season of the Glitch. That's a podcast that me, Brandon, and Josh do. Brandon also has like live streams on there. It's just stuff that the three of us do from an older time of Goosebumps tubing. Or you can find them here on my channel. I'll be posting all the episodes here as well. So, with that being said, I will see you guys in the next one. I'm off to watch episode 2 now, The Haunted Mask.